The woman places the baby's cart on the roof of the car and sits inside herself. People nearby come towards the car to draw the woman's attention to the baby, but the woman thinks they are thieves, starts the car, and drives away. A man in a car follows the woman and tries to get her attention. The woman calls the police and says, "A thief is following me." The police say, "An emergency unit will reach you shortly." A few minutes later, the police arrive and stop them. The woman says, "This man was about to rob me." The man says, "I was just trying to tell you that there's a baby on the roof. An accident could happen." The police officer says, "Apologies, you were troubled due to a misunderstanding. You may leave." The man goes away. The police officer says, "You will have to pay a fine." The woman takes off her clothes and says, "Come on, let me please you," and takes the police officer into the car. The next day, the wife says, "I have to go out with friends today and I don't have money. Let's do some acting." She spreads a bed with an LCD beside it, lays the baby on it, and plays a hospital scene on the LCD. She video calls her husband. The husband says, "What happened to the baby?" The woman says, "The baby is sick and I need money for treatment." The husband says, "I'll transfer it right away." The maid, while cleaning, sees all this and says, "This woman always lies." After ending the call, the woman tells the maid, "Don't eavesdrop on us. I'm going shopping. Clean the house well. My friends are coming." Moments later, the woman enters a shop and says, "I need to buy some clothes." The salesgirl says, "Come, I'll help you." The woman places the baby's cart in one spot and starts shopping. Another woman arrives and places her baby's cart nearby. After some time, the second woman accidentally takes the first woman's baby instead of her own. The woman pays the bill and absent-mindedly takes the second woman's baby cart and leaves. Sometime later, the doorbell rings. Friends open the door. The woman says, "I just came back from shopping." The woman enters. The friend says, "Today we are going to meet rich guys." The woman says, "I'll come along too." A little while later, the second woman says, "This is not my baby. Maybe I left my baby at the shop. I have to go get my baby." At the very next moment, the second woman reaches the shop and says, "I came here a while ago and by mistake took someone else's baby instead of mine." The salesgirl says, "Wait, we'll check the security camera." The woman enters a restaurant with her friends and says, "This restaurant is very beautiful." The friend says, "Quickly find a table." The woman says, "Let's go upstairs." All three friends go upstairs. Two men arrive and sit with them and start talking. The second woman takes the first woman's biodata from the shop and goes to the police station and says, "I accidentally took someone else's baby and she took mine. Now I think that woman is dangerous. Please help me." The police officer says, "We already have that woman's data. We're trying to call her, but her number's off. We'll broadcast this case on TV." On the other side, one of the men says, "Tell us more about yourselves." The woman says, "We three women always want to have a good time with men." After a while, the maid sees the news, which says that the woman has kidnapped a baby. The maid goes to the police and says, "I know this woman. I work as a cleaner in her house." The police officer says, "Where can we find her now?" The maid says she is at a restaurant with her friends right now. At that moment in the restaurant, one of the men looks at the news on his mobile and says, "Look at this. You are a criminal kidnapper. We don't sit with criminals." The woman says, "I don't know what is happening." Both men leave. The police arrive and arrest the woman. The maid says, "This woman should be given the harshest punishment because she is careless and insensitive when it comes to children. She doesn't even change her baby's diaper 4 times." The police take the woman away.